And you should know as well that every rehearsal and every performance of all three of our EYO ensembles is a team effort. We couldn't do it without each and every member of the youth orchestras. We're proud of all of you. We're proud that you're a part of the EYO family. We're proud of what you accomplish here in the Etowah Youth Orchestras and outside of the Etowah Youth Orchestras. And we all want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because we realize that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and we have no weak links in our ensembles. Tonight's awards presentation begins with the Ensemble Awards. The Ensemble Awards are awards that are nominated by and voted on by each of the three ensembles. In other words, we ask the ensemble members to nominate in specific categories, and from those nominations, we come up with a ballot. And then the members themselves vote on the winners of these awards. These are truly peer-to-peer awards, awards that the EYO staff does not do. We don't have any discretion over these, basically. So these are truly awards for the students, presented to the students by the students. At this time, I want to introduce and welcome to the stage the conductor of the Etowah String Symphonia, Mr. Bryce Anderson.
Hello, hello. So this is actually the first year that the String Symphonia has had student awards. We can do this now. Okay, now you can hear me better. This is the first time that String Symphonia has had student awards for this year, and these awards mean a lot, not only to the students, but they represent how the ensemble works together and how they interpret the connections between themselves. I mean, whenever I was coming through this program, the awards were always a huge deal to me, and I thought this should be something that each of the ensembles should experience. So even in our younger ensemble, it's all strings, so we have less of them, but they have voted and they have come up with these awards for these students. So we will start off with our most improved member for the Etowah String Symphonia for 2019-2020. And the voted member would be Miley Beard. Good job. Excellent, excellent. And of course she is, oh, you got it gone. Miley, of course, has improved very much throughout the year, and it is well deserved. And for our next award, we have the students have voted for a most dedicated. I'm going to give just a second as we, there we are. We have a most dedicated award. This is for a student who has shown up consistently, has been present, has been committed to the ensemble. This student has been a member of this ensemble for a while now, and he is so dedicated to this program. I think it's a very well-deserved award. For our most dedicated award, we have Dawson Jacobs. Congratulations, Dawson. There you go. Good job. All right, that is definitely very well deserved. All right, for our last award for Symphonia, we have our Outstanding Orchestra Member. And I completely agree with the voting, but it's not up to me, it's up to the students. But I agree with the outcome. This Outstanding Orchestra Award, Orchestra Member Award, is a huge deal. And it shows not only that they're committed to the ensemble and committed to their instrument and committed to getting better and progressing on their instrument, but that they're an overall outstanding member of the ensemble, an outstanding musician, and an outstanding friend when a friend is needed, an outstanding presence whenever we are in rehearsal or in performance. And I truly agree that this one was the most outstanding. Our award for most outstanding orchestra member for this year is Alicia Cardona. I would like to point out that we don't have Addie present today on our live stream, but she does get the award. She's won it. She definitely deserves this. Fantastic orchestra member. I'd just like to say thank you to all of our string Symphonia members, and of course all of our ensembles, but I'm kind of partial to the Symphonia. Thank you so much for a fantastic season, and thank you for all the hard work you put in. We were all ready for that last concert, and of course it was, it was hard to have to cancel it, but I do appreciate that you guys have put in the hard work that you did. I will now pass off to Mike for Etowah Youth Philharmonic Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And I just want to tell you a little bit, if I could, for a minute about Mr. Anderson. Of course, most of you know that he is a product of the Etowah Youth Orchestra program. He began with Mr. Roland Lister in the 4th grade at, was it Stowers Hill Intermediate School in Etowah, which is now Etowah Elementary School, rose through the ranks of the youth orchestra program, served as principal cello of the Youth Symphony Orchestra, went on to Jacksonville State, and then upon graduating, came back to be a member of the EYO team. We are so proud to have him here. And I want to tell you, last year, Mr. Anderson started with a string sinfonia of 5 members. By the beginning of this season, that was up to 11 members. And by the time we reached the month of March, that group was up to 22 members. And that really speaks to the great work that Mr. Anderson does with our String Sinfonia. String Sinfonia members, congratulations on a great season. We are looking forward to seeing you in the fall. Now I want to introduce Mrs. Debbie Bowes. Mrs. Bowes and I have had the pleasure of sharing the conducting duties for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, and so we are also going to share the award duties for the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. Please welcome Mrs. Bowes.
Good evening again. It is my distinct pleasure to be able to present some awards for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. The group has been phenomenal this year, and I'm looking at signals over to the side, so if you see me glancing, I apologize. We have come a long way. The musicianship in this group is well beyond their years and well beyond the experience that you would expect students to have at this stage. And so we have made some beautiful music. We've honored the memory of Beethoven in the fall. We did Avengers and Simple Gifts, and then we put together Rock and Roll Christmas, and the students joined with the symphony. It was a wonderful year. We did the children's concert, the Symphony in the Schools, and then we were preparing our spring concert, and it was grand. We had Mozart, my fave. We had Avengers, we had Simple Gifts again, and we had Shenandoah. And guys, you were so ready for that concert, and it's just going to be in the ears of heaven because we weren't able to do it in live, but please, you rocked it. Great job, everyone this year. No weak links, I promise you. And so it makes these awards really special because they represent student voted awards again. And there were a lot of close votes, lots of close votes, and so many deserving people. So without further ado, I would like to present the Outstanding String Member. And this year, the Outstanding String Member Award goes to our concertmaster, Mr. Spencer Potter. Congratulations. Are we good? Yay, Spencer, there he is. Good job. Hey, I'm back. So we have also voted the Outstanding Woodwind Member for the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra 2019-2020. And this year, that award goes to our oboist, Bailey Garcia. Congratulations, Bailey. Hey, I'm back. Our Outstanding Brass Member, as voted on by the members of the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, Outstanding Brass Member goes to Anushka Fuyal. Congratulations, Anushka. We don't think she's on tonight, but let's give her a round of applause. As voted on by the members of the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, our Outstanding Percussion Member this year is Miss Abby Smith. Congratulations, Abby. Good job. Okay. It is also my pleasure to present this other award. Mike is going to come and take over for the rest of them for the Philharmonic, but the most dedicated member of the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra 2019-2020, the most dedicated member as voted on by the peers of the group, Miss Bailey Garcia.
Thank you, Mrs. Bose. And I want to echo what Mrs. Bose said about the Philharmonic. So this is only the second year that we've had the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra as a full orchestra. And the Philharmonic has done such an incredible job over the past 2 seasons of really gelling and becoming a great sounding orchestra. The music that we throw at them is extremely challenging. The 2 movements from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony that we played back in the fall, incredible challenge for those musicians. We're extremely proud of the hard work that they do. And we were, again, as she said, we were ready. We were ready to present the concert. And disappointed that we didn't get to do it, but Philharmonic members know that we want you to know that we know how hard you worked and how far you've come as an orchestra. The next award that I'll be presenting as voted on by the students, is the Most Improved Member Award. And this award goes to the student who the other members of the orchestra feel has shown from August until the time we vote the most improvement as a performer. We are pleased to present the Most Improved Member Award for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra for 2019-2020 to Naomi Crowder. Congratulations, Naomi. Our next award is for Rookie of the Year. The Rookie of the Year award can be one of two things. It can be presented to a student who is in the EYO ensemble that they're performing in for the first year. So this could be first-year members of the Youth Philharmonic, or it could be a member of the Youth Philharmonic who last year played a different instrument than they're playing this year. Either one of those could qualify for Rookie of the Year. For 2019-2020, the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Rookie of the Year is Naomi Crowder. Congratulations again, Naomi. Our next award is presented to the outstanding senior member of the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. This year, there were 3 nominees. It was a very close race between all 3 of them. But in the end, the students, having the choice of Bailey Garcia or Bailey Garcia, voted to present the Outstanding Senior Member Award to Bailey Garcia. Congratulations, Bailey. Tell Cade to leave you alone. Our next award is the Outstanding Musician Award. We have Most Dedicated Member, we have Outstanding String, Woodwind, Brass, and Percussion Member, Rookie of the Year, Outstanding Senior, all of those awards. For this one in particular, we ask our students to consider who is the outstanding musician in the ensemble. And this is always a very close race, not only in the balloting, but in the nominations that precede it. We are pleased to present the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Outstanding Musician Award for 2019-2020 to Carly Lipscomb. Congratulations, Carly. Our final award for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, the Outstanding Orchestra Member. This is where we ask the students to consider every aspect of membership in the ensemble: musicianship, dedication, preparation, everything that is a part of being a member of an EYO ensemble. Again, this is an award that is always very close in the balloting and in the nominations. For 2019-2020, for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, the outstanding orchestra member as voted on by the peers is Spencer Potter. Congratulations, Spencer. Again, congratulations to all of the members of the Etowah Youth Philharmonic. It was a terrific season. Your musicianship, your musical maturity, your hard work, your efforts, your dedication, they all went above and beyond. And we appreciate everything that you did. I'm now pleased to present the student awards for the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra. We'll begin with the individual section awards. Outstanding String Member. For 2019-2020, the Outstanding String Member Award is presented to John Featheringill Jr. I see cowbell. Get that out of here. John Featheringill Sr., I know you're an Auburn fan. What are you doing with that cowbell in the camera? Our next award is presented to our Outstanding Woodwind Member. For 2019-2020, the Outstanding Woodwind Member of the Etowah Youth Symphony is Erin Day. Erin, I don't think is on the live feed right now. We will make sure that she gets this award. Our next award is Outstanding Brass Member. For 2019-2020, the Outstanding Brass Member Award is presented to Clay Pilgrim. Congratulations, Clay. Our final section award is Outstanding Percussion Member. For 2019-2020, our Outstanding Percussion Member is Becca Smith. Congratulations, Becca. Our next student award is Most Dedicated Member. Again, we ask the members of the ensemble who they feel the most dedicated member of the symphony is. For 2019-2020, the most dedicated member of the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra is presented to John Featheringill Jr. Congratulations, John. Our next award is Most Improved Member. Who do you feel is the most improved member of the symphony from the beginning of the season until balloting? For 2019-2020, our Most Improved Member Award is presented to Reagan Pruitt. Again, Reagan is not on the live stream tonight, but we will definitely make sure that she gets this award. Rookie of the Year. Again, our Rookie of the Year award can go to somebody who is serving their first year with the Youth Symphony Orchestra, or somebody who perhaps has switched instruments and is serving their first year on that particular instrument. And that's the case this year for our Rookie of the Year award. The 2019-2020 Youth Symphony Rookie of the Year is Bailey Garcia. Congratulations, Bailey. Our next award is Outstanding Senior Member. Later on tonight, you're going to meet the senior class of the Etowah Youth Orchestras, and I want to tell you they are a fine group of young people. So this, obviously, is a very difficult award for the members to vote on. We are pleased to present the Outstanding Senior Member Award for 2019-2020 to Bailey Garcia. Congratulations, Bailey, and tell your brother to leave you alone. Outstanding musician. Again, we ask the members who they feel is the outstanding musician of the ensemble. 2019 and 2020, members of the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra have selected for outstanding musician, Caedmon Garcia. Congratulations, Cade. Our final student award is for Outstanding Orchestra Member for the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra. Again, considering all aspects of being a member of the EYO. This award could go to any of the members of the ensemble. But for 2019-2020, for the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra, Outstanding Orchestra Member is presented to Caedmon Garcia. Congratulations, Cade. The next awards that we're going to present this evening are our Outstanding Performance Awards. For the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra and the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, for each concert performance, we present Outstanding Performance Awards. It's kind of like getting the game ball. When the concert is over, the conductors sit down and make a determination of who had the most outstanding individual performance on the concert. As you can imagine, it is a difficult decision, and sometimes we go over and over these concerts for weeks or even months until we make our final determinations. So we're going to start with the Fall Formal Concert. And to present the Outstanding Performance Awards for the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, I'm going to bring Mrs. Bowes back.
Again, and it is an honor to present the awards for the Fall Formal Concert to these two students whose musicianship and leadership within their sections, and honestly in the whole group, really made a difference in the performance of the Fall Formal Concert. And I would like to present the very first award for the EYO Fall Formal Concert for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra to Mr. Gage Cotton, our trumpeter. Congratulations, Gage. Way to go. The second member of the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Outstanding Performance Award goes to our bassoonist, Mr. John Herndon. Congratulations, John. Way to go. Excellent. And as we said, the groups are tight, they work together well, and everybody pulls their weight. We're just thankful for these two gentlemen who maybe pulled a little harder in a couple of spots, and your efforts did not go unnoticed. Congratulations again. We're going to present the awards for the Fall Formal Concert for the Youth Symphony, and I'm going to bring back Mike.
As I said when we first started talking about the Outstanding Performance Awards, these are tough. It's really difficult to make these determinations because what the students do best is perform together as an ensemble. From the first rehearsal in August and up until the performance, we work together as a team. So sometimes it's really hard to identify who had the outstanding performance. Thought a lot about it for the Youth Symphony Orchestra, and two particular orchestra members came to mind who did exceptional work. That particular concert had a lot of individual moments and solo playing, and we saw a lot of growth during the course of our rehearsals and preparation. So, our first Outstanding Performance Award for the Youth Symphony Orchestra for our fall formal concert goes to Nate Morris. I think Nate is on there somewhere. There we go. Congratulations, Nate. And our second Outstanding Performance Award for the fall formal concert of the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra is presented to Erin Day. Congratulations to Erin. Rock and Roll Christmas. Totally different kind of EYO concert. Sometimes it requires totally different types of skills to perform on the Rock and Roll Christmas concert. We generally present 4 Rock and Roll Christmas Awards. It's such a big production. We're honoring again tonight 4 students for their outstanding work on the Rock and Roll Christmas concert. So, in no particular order, for the Rock and Roll Christmas concert, our first Outstanding Performance Award is presented to Jason Lipscomb. Congratulations, Jason. Great job behind the drum kit. Jason, from the first rehearsal of the band to the performance itself, came a long, long way and was rock solid on that concert. Very deserving. Congratulations, Jason. Our second Outstanding Performance Award for Rock and Roll Christmas is presented to our tenor sax soloist, Chance Ballou. Again, Chance made tremendous strides in his performance from the first rehearsal of the band until the performance itself, and we couldn't be prouder of the work he did. Next up, for Rock and Roll Christmas, we have an Outstanding Performance Award that is presented to Katie Warnock. Did we lose Katie? Okay. Well, congratulations to Katie. Excellent, excellent job with Rock and Roll Christmas. And our final Outstanding Performance Award for the Rock and Roll Christmas concert is presented to Katie McAllister. Again, congratulations to Katie. Our Katie and Katie duo did a tremendous job, and we are so, so very proud of the work that they did. Our next Outstanding Performance Awards are for our Symphony in the Schools concerts. And I want to tell you a little bit about the Symphony in the Schools concerts. We had 2 students who had to step up into leadership roles for the Symphony in the Schools performances. We had a flu outbreak right around the time of Symphony in the Schools, which took a few people out. We had some other events going on in the state, other music events going on. So a couple of our orchestra members were asked to step up big time. So we're extremely proud of them and want to recognize them for their outstanding performance. Stepping into the role of concertmaster for the Symphony in the Schools concert and receiving an Outstanding Performance Award, Annalise Vanderwell. Congratulations, Annalise. And stepping into the role of principal oboe, and again, doing an outstanding job for our Symphony in the Schools concerts and earning an Outstanding Performance Award, Emma Byers. I think Emma's on there somewhere. Do we have Emma's mom, Dorothea, on there? I thought I saw Emma check in. There we go, there's Emma. Congratulations, Emma. So now we're going to go to some awards that are also decided on by the EYO staff. These are awards that are presented annually recognizing non-members of the youth orchestra program for their significant contributions in their roles with the EYO. The Etowah Youth Orchestras wouldn't be what it is without our community and without the incredible support of our community, our parents, our music teachers, both private music teachers and our school music instructors. All of those who on a daily basis are providing support to the Etowah Youth Orchestra program. It is truly a community program, and we are proud to recognize and honor each year some of the folks who make it a possibility. Now, I think for each one of these awards, Mr. Anderson is serving as our director for this evening's broadcast. So for each one of these, I think let's unmute microphones, and if these awards recipients would like to say anything, we'll give them the opportunity to do so. We're going to start with the Etowah Youth Orchestra's Outstanding Parent Award. The Outstanding Parent Award is presented annually to EYO parents who make significant contributions above and beyond the normal work, if you will, of a parent in the EYO program. These parent award winners are recognized on this plaque, which hangs at the Music Center, and they also receive an individual plaque recognizing their honor. Our first Youth Orchestra Outstanding Parent Award goes to someone who has truly gone above and beyond to help in ways that you see on a daily basis, but behind the scenes you may not realize that that's an EYO parent who's doing that. For example, if you ever come in and look around the Music Center, when you enter through our 8th Street door, you look on the office doors, the practice room doors, you'll see all of this great clean vinyl lettering. You'll see the signs that are out every year for Button Day. And of course, you'll see the EYO merchandise. And all of that work is done by our first parent award winner, who is the proprietor of So Nice Embroidery in Asheville. She supports the EYO not only by providing things for us, but also by giving a portion of the proceeds for all of the sales of EYO merchandise directly back to the EYO program. We want to recognize her and thank her for all she does. Our first award is presented to Jolene Peaceman.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jolene. Thank you for all you do for us. Our next two awards go hand in hand, although I'm going to present them one at a time. So if there's anything they would like to say, we'll let them do so in turn. But as you know, if you've been to the Music Center, there's a giant set of steps on the front of the building. And that's the only way to get the equipment out and down to the truck to move it for every concert that we do. There are a lot of steps there. I'm sure at some point in time we've counted them, but there are a lot of steps there. And it seems like even more steps when you're carrying a 32-inch timpani down those stairs. But we always have a crew of parents that we can count on who show up to help us move the equipment, to help us get it onto the truck, get it out of the music center, get it onto the truck, get it over to Wallace Hall, get it onto the stage, help us set the stage, work as a crew whenever we need assistance. We're going to recognize a couple of those folks tonight because they've got seniors in the orchestra this year, and we want to make sure we thank them, not just for this year, but for all of the years that they have served in helping the EYO get to where we need to go when we need to be there. Our next Outstanding Parent Award is presented to John Featherengill Sr.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Just wanted to, I'm honored and humbled, in great company. And I have to say thanks to my lovely bride who always made me go, even when I really might not have wanted to go load or unload. So thank you.
Congratulations, John, and thank you. And another member of our crew who we can always count on and who we appreciate and want to thank with our Outstanding Parent Award, David Mobley.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Our next awards are the EYO Alumni Recognition Awards. When the Alumni Recognition Awards were originally created, we were thinking about alumni of the Etowah Youth Orchestra who gave back to the EYO through their service beyond the program as musicians. But the more we thought about it, the more we thought there are many members of the EYO in our community and beyond who are giving back in ways that are more than just musical ways. So our EYO Alumni Recognition Awards recognize our EYO members for all of the great work that they are doing, no matter what field they are in, for bringing outstanding recognition back to this program and to their communities as former members of the Etowah Youth Orchestras. It is always our pleasure to present these awards. Again, we have a plaque that hangs in the Music Center that recognizes all of our EYO Alumni Recognition Award recipients, and they receive their own individual plaques as well. We are always honored to recognize great educators in our community. And our EYO alumni is filled with great educators. We're always excited to have an EYO alum who we work directly with in the educational world. That's the case at John S. Jones Elementary School, and prior to that at Southside Elementary School. The EYO's School String Orchestra program teaches at both of those schools, and we have been fortunate to have the incredible support of an administrator, first an educator and then an administrator at those two schools who is an alumnus of the program and always has our back. And it was especially exciting this year when the EYO returned to John S. Jones Elementary School and performed, and we were able to bring this alum up to the podium. She is not only a former member of the EYO, but she is also a former drum major of the $1 Million Band at the University of Alabama. And we let her get up and do a little conducting with the youth orchestra for Symphony in the Schools but we are honored to work with her, to have her in our community, and we are pleased to recognize Amanda Garnett Martinez. Our thanks to Amanda for all she does for us at John S. Jones and all she did for us while she was an educator at Southside Elementary School. For our next Alumni Recognition Award, we are pleased to honor somebody who left Gadsden, who had, we're certain, an infinite number of opportunities to work anywhere in the world after graduating from Harvard, but instead decided to come back and make a difference in her own community. And she has been making a difference ever since she returned to this town. She is a huge presence in the community, providing the kind of leadership that we are pleased to recognize. You've probably seen a lot of her lately, working in the Gadsden community in the fight for equality. And we are so very proud that she is an alumnus of the Etowah Youth Orchestras. Please join us in recognizing Savannah Miles.
EYO makes me proud to be from Gadsden. I'll tell you that. Thank y'all.
Congratulations, Savannah, and thank you for all you do. The Ben Johnson Jr. Award is an award that is presented annually for distinguished service to the Etowah Youth Orchestras. You don't have to be an EYO alum. You just have to provide a service to the EYO, goes again above and beyond, something that we recognize. Ben Johnson Jr. was an alumnus of the Youth Orchestra program. He was an outstanding young man and an outstanding musician. When he was part of the EYO, he served as principal timpani and as member of the percussion section. After graduating, he returned to help us in many ways as an instructor, as a substitute performer, and just to provide his support whenever he could. We lost Ben tragically in an automobile accident, and we knew that we needed to continue his memory and his legacy by recognizing our distinguished service recipients with an award in his name. The Benjamin Johnson Jr. Award has been presented since 2008. We have a separate plaque that has all of the winners from that time and a new plaque this year with our latest winners. Perhaps over the past few years, you have seen the fantastic, colorful, and extremely, I don't even know how to say it, other than artistic work that has been a part of the EYO's marketing and advertising campaign and some really tremendous posters, not just for concerts, but for auditions and other EYO events. I had the opportunity to meet Taylor Adams because Elliot played in a band with him, Pace House. And at the time, Taylor was designing all of Pace House's posters, which I thought were incredibly cool. And so I asked him if he would be interested in doing a design for a poster for the Etowah Youth Orchestras. And he accepted, and the first thing he asked me was, "What do you want?" And I said to him, "Well, I don't care. I want you to do something artistic and cool along the lines of what you do for Pace House. It needs to say these things, but beyond that, you have free reign." Since that time, we've gotten some of the most amazing pieces of art. All of them hang in the Music Center, and they've become one of the most coveted parts of EYO performances. I can't tell you how fantastic these things are. If you haven't seen them, you'll just have to come by when we're COVID-free, and we will show these to you because we have quite the collection, and everybody on the staff and everybody who comes through has their favorite. But we absolutely want to recognize, for all he has done for the EYO, our graphic designer and artist, Taylor Adams. I didn't know Taylor had anything you wanted to.
I don't even know. Can you hear me? I don't know how to unmute it.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's always a pleasure designing and illustrating for the EYO. So thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. So if you've been to the Rock and Roll Christmas concert, and if you haven't, you should, but I'm assuming probably everybody in here has been to the Rock and Roll Christmas concert, you have no idea behind the scenes of how much work goes into it. And I'm not talking about the EYO staff, and I'm not talking about the EYO students. I'm talking about the crew who puts together Rock and Roll Christmas. And of course, the biggest element is the sound. When you're doing a concert like the Fall Formal or the Spring Formal, we don't have to rely on microphones. We don't have to rely on amplifiers and speakers. We just rely on the natural sound of the orchestra. But Rock and Roll Christmas, again, is a totally different animal. And you've got to have somebody who knows what they're doing. Not just for the band up front, but to make the orchestra sound good too. To know how to make them sound good, to get them blended into the mix, to know how it all works. And we're lucky to have that person with us, and we hope that he will continue with us for many, many years and many, many Rock and Roll Christmases to come. So please join me in thanking and presenting the Distinguished Service Award to Mr. Robert Smith.
Thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure to work on Rock and Roll Christmas with you. Who would have thought, gosh, how many years ago? I remember you pulling up in the Corvette out back of Wallace Hall. How many years ago was that? Wow.
It was a while.
How we've come so far. It's just always such a pleasure to work with the kids. They're so talented, and it's hard to realize that you're working. Sometimes you forget you're working with high school kids. So thank you.
Thank you, Robert. I want to tell you something else too about Robert. Not only has he done the sound for Rock and Roll Christmas, but you can see back here in the corner our EYO sound system and the speakers that are up above us. Anytime we need something sound related, Robert Smith is the guy, and he always answers the call, and he knows how it works and how to make it happen, because we don't. And we need somebody who does, and that's your guy. So thank you, Robert. We appreciate it. At this time, it gives me great pleasure and also a little bit of sadness to recognize the Etowah Youth Orchestra's class of 2020. This is always a difficult thing to do. So I want to tell you how much we appreciate you. I want to tell you how much we care for you, how proud we are of you. We know you're going on to do great things, And this is hard for us. We wanted, as you know, to give you that last concert. We couldn't do it, but we hope that still you're going to carry with you the memories of being a part of the EYO family for years to come. Because once you graduate from here, you are still always a part of the Etowah Youth Orchestra's family. Erin Grace Day, graduating from Southside High School. She will be attending Jacksonville State University, where she is majoring in music education, instrumental. She is the recipient of the Regina King Scholarship from the District 2 Band Festival, Band Scholarship from Jacksonville State University for the Marching Southerners, the Gamecock Spirit Scholarship from Jacksonville State University. Congratulations, Erin. John Featherengill, Jr. John is a graduate of Gadsden City High School. He will be attending Mississippi State University, majoring in, get this, aerospace engineering with an astronautics concentration. John will be majoring in that. It took me all afternoon just to be able to pronounce that. He is the recipient of a Freshman Academic Excellence Scholarship, the Colvard Future Leaders Scholars Award, an Engineering Excellence Scholarship, the Mississippi State University Honors Award Scholarship, and he was admitted to the Shackles Honors College within the university. He has also received a Mississippi State University Music Scholarship and the famous Maroon Marching Band Scholarship Award. John Featherengill, Jr. Congratulations, John. Bailey Garcia. Bailey is graduating as a graduate of Gadsden City High School. She will be attending the University of Alabama at Birmingham, majoring in nursing. She is a recipient of the Collegiate Honors at UAB, the Alpha Insurance Foundation Scholarship, the Max and Leslie Davis Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Bailey. Kendall McKay. Kendall is a graduate of Aniana High School. He is going to be attending Jacksonville State University, majoring in music. He is a recipient of the Gamecock Prestige Scholarship, scholarships for band, the Marching Southerners, and for vocal at JSU, and has been admitted as a freshman into the International House program. Congratulations, Kendall. Joshua Mobley. Joshua is a graduate of Glencoe High School, and he will be attending Jacksonville State University. Joshua will be majoring in occupational safety and health. Congratulations, Joshua. Chandler Nation. Chandler is a graduate of Jacksonville High School. He will be attending Troy University, where he will be majoring in music production. At Troy, he is a recipient of the Academic Scholarship and the Sound of the South Band Scholarship, and is also the recipient of the AOD Federal Credit Union Academic Scholarship. Congratulations, Chandler. Joseph Peaspinen. Joey is a graduate of St. Clair County Virtual Preparatory Academy. Joey is going to be pursuing a career as an electrician, a career that is near and dear to my heart because that's what my dad did for 42 years. So you couldn't have a more noble profession. Congratulations, Joey. Grace Anna Perry. Grace Anna Perry graduated as the valedictorian of Holy Comforter Episcopal Day School. She will be attending the University of Alabama at Birmingham. She is a recipient of the Charles William Ireland Presidential Honors Scholarship. It is a scholarship that includes a 4-year UAB Residence Hall allotment and a UAB Summer Research Stipend. Congratulations, Grace Anna. Rebecca Elizabeth Smith. Becca is a graduate of Hoax Bluff High School. She is going to be attending the University of Alabama at Birmingham, obviously, in the Honors College, where she will be majoring in pre-med biomedical science. She is the recipient of the UAB Collegiate Honors Scholarship. Congratulations, Becca. Sarah Summerhill. Sarah is a graduate of Sardis High School. She is going to be attending Gadsden State Community College, where she will be majoring in electronics engineering technology. She is a recipient of the Alabama Community College System Skills USA Scholarship, ACE Institute Dual Enrollment Scholarship, and the AAMA Manufacturing Technology Scholarship. Congratulations, Sarah. Annalise Vanderwell. Annalise is a graduate of Excalibur Christian School. She will be attending the University of Alabama at Birmingham, where she will be in the Honors College majoring in neuroscience. She has received early acceptance to the UAB Graduate School, pursuing a Master's of Public Health in Maternal and Children's Health and Public Policy. She has received UAB's Presidential Recognition Scholarship, the Alabama 4-H Foundation Scholarship of Outstanding Achievement and Promise, and the Alabama Foster and Adoptive Parent Association Scholarship. Congratulations, Annalise. Katie Elizabeth Warnock. Katie is a graduate of Glencoe High School, and she will be attending, finally, War Eagle, y'all. Auburn University, where she will be majoring in biomedical sciences. She is a recipient of the All Auburn Scholarship, the Auburn University Board of Trustees Endowed Scholarship, the College Counts Scholarship, the Etowah County Schools Foundation Scholarship, the Lassiter Family Scholarship, and the Alonzo Cranford and Maddie M. Street Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Katie. Congratulations to the EYO's class of 2020. Usually at this point in the ceremony, I have some profound words of wisdom to say to you about what you can expect moving forward. But guess what? Tonight, I don't, because none of us are sure. And what you have already experienced and what you have already endured and weathered for the past 3.5 months, great preparation for the real world. And of course, it's not always going to be like this, but you never know what's around the next corner. So if we've all learned anything from this, and believe me, we all have, not just high school graduates, not just college graduates, but all of us as adults, we've all learned from this experience. What we've learned is that you got to take it one day at a time. 24 hours at a time is the only way that you can do it. Somebody once said, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. I would never want to eat an elephant, but I guess if I did have to eat an elephant, that would be the way to do it. But truly, it's one step at a time. And what you've been through over the past few months has prepared you more than you will ever realize to step out into a world where, when something is thrown your way, you'll be ready to handle it. You'll be ready to take on the challenges. You've had the most unusual senior year, perhaps, that anyone has had in the history of the youth orchestra program. But you know what? You rolled with it. You had to give up a lot of things, but we can't be prouder of each and every one of you because you withstood it all. You came out on the other side, and you're all going to do great things. And we want to know about them. We want to hear about them. We want you to tell us about them because, again, you are a part of the EYO family and always will be. So, seniors, congratulations to each and every one of you. And when the dust settles, we have something for you. We're very pleased to be able to present you with your folders from your membership as part of the Etowah Youth Orchestras. We appreciate you. We thank you. And we love you and are proud of you. And know that great things are yet to come for each and every one of you. Now we're going to go on to the awards that are our main awards of the evening. And again, are some of the most difficult awards to present. There are national awards called the Directors Awards for Orchestra and the Leonard Bernstein Award for Musicianship. You may not have heard of those awards, but you may have heard of some other awards that are presented through the same organization. And as a matter of fact, we want to take just a moment to recognize that of our 12 graduating members, 1/3 of them 4 of the 12 are recipients this year for their school band programs of the John Philip Sousa Award. So we want to say congratulations to our John Philip Sousa Award winners, Erin Day, John Featheringgill Jr., Kendall McKay, and Chandler Nation. Erin Day for Southside High School, John Featheringgill Jr. for Gadsden City High School, Kendall McKay for Aniana High School, and Chandler Nation for Jacksonville High School. Now to present the Directors Awards for Orchestra for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic. Please welcome Mrs. Bubbles.
Hi again, and I am so super excited to be able to present these awards to 2 individuals who have made an indelible mark during their time as members of the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. And these are, so many students were considered, a lot of sifting, a lot of talking. Mike and I finally came to an agreement. It took a while, but we are very pleased to present the Directors Award for Orchestra for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra 2019-2020 to Gage Cotton. Congratulations, Gage Cotton. We would like to present the second Directors Award for Orchestra for the Etowah Youth Philharmonic Orchestra 2019 and 2020 to John Herndon. Congratulations, John. Way to go. We are so proud of both of you, and we are just so pleased to be able to give you these awards.
We should mention again that the Directors Awards for Orchestra are recognized with the individual plaques that Mrs. Bose was showing, and also recognized with the plaques that hang at the Music Center. For the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra, we have 2 Directors Awards. One goes to someone who hasn't been with us for a very long time, but has made a tremendous mark on the program. The other goes to somebody who has been with us from the very beginning of her musical career, at least on this particular instrument. Both are outstanding musicians. Both are outstanding young people. Both are outstanding instrumentalists and outstanding vocalists. One has only been with us for a couple of years, but has made a big impact. So our first Directors Award for Orchestra for the Etowah Youth Symphony Orchestra for 2019-2020 is presented to Annalise Vanderwell. Congratulations, Annalise. Our second Directors Award winner has been with us for 8 years. How is that? Well, like Mr. Anderson, if you start in the elementary or middle school programs and stick it out, you get stuck with us for a while. And we are so pleased that she did stick it out and decide to be stuck with us. Our second Directors Award for Orchestra is presented to Katie Warnock. Congratulations, Katie. Our final award of the night is the Leonard Bernstein Musicianship Award. presented annually to 2 members of the EYO program who demonstrate the ideals of outstanding musicianship that were so significant in the career of the great conductor, composer, and teacher, Leonard Bernstein. Again, this is always a difficult decision for us. Our first Leonard Bernstein Award winner is a multi-instrumentalist who began with the EYO as a violinist, joined the Youth Philharmonic Orchestra on a totally different instrument, and then moved from the violin section of the Youth Symphony Orchestra to a totally different section. Violin, oboe, viola, no matter what she did it in an exceptional fashion. We are pleased to present the Leonard Bernstein Musicianship Award to Bailey Garcia. And our second Bernstein Musicianship Award goes to somebody who is rock solid. You have to be rock solid, because when you're holding up the bottom end of the orchestra, whether it's on an acoustic instrument or on an electric instrument, we're counting on you all the way. So whether playing difficult Tchaikovsky and Shostakovich bass lines on the upright bass, or just rocking out on the bass guitar for Rock and Roll Christmas, we can always count on John Featheringill Jr. Congratulations to all of you, every one of you. Even if we didn't say your name tonight, know that you are such an important part of what we do, and we thank you. Now I'm going to turn this over to Mrs. Bose and Mr. Anderson. I don't know truly what happens next. We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and great pleasure that we take a few minutes to honor Mike, who has been with the Etowah Youth Orchestra for 25 years. And as Mr. Anderson likes to tease him, Mr. Anderson's been around 25 years too, in total, completely. So we have a program. We would like to honor Mike. We found this sparkly silver chair, and I don't know if we can get the camera turned over. I'm gonna try. And then maybe you could join us on the chair. And it's a little glittery, so I put a towel down, so hopefully it's okay.
Thank you.
But you know, silver chair, silver anniversary. Enjoy what's to come. Perhaps you want a snack.
Yes, thank you very much. I'll say that. Yes, I'm not afraid.
Mr. Anderson would like to say a few words, and then we're going to turn it over to some surprise guests.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bryce Anderson. I have worked with the Etowah Youth Orchestras for 2 years in the position of assistant conductor. However, I've been around Mike for much longer than that. Like you mentioned for Katie, I started off very young in the 4th grade in the school string orchestra program. I didn't know Mike at that point. I knew Mr. Lister, and I eventually met Mike and was terrified. But that's, I think, not just me. I think a lot of people were maybe terrified when they first met Mike. However, he has always served as a huge mentor in my life and one of my favorite teachers growing up, and still to this day. When I have no idea how to do something, he's just like, just do it this way. It's right there. But a lot of times he will still lead me in the correct direction, and it's always appreciated. And like Mrs. Bowe said, 25 years he's been in this position, and I have also been around 25 years, and I don't think he knew, there's no way he could have known at that point what kind of impact he would have on me, but it's been big. So I will stop talking now, and we're going to pass it on to our big boss, to our employer, Mr. Tom Banks. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Tom, and we would just like for you, Tom Banks, if you don't know, is the executive director of the Gadsden Cultural Arts Foundation, and he's always extremely helpful for anything that we ever need, extremely supportive, and we really appreciate him. And here is Mr. Tom Banks.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations to all of you who received awards this evening. Everyone involved with EYO has much to be proud of. I've had the privilege of working with Mike for 22 of his 25 years as the music director of the EYO. My first job with the Gadsden Cultural Arts Foundation was working the front desk at the Center for Cultural Arts on nights and weekends back in the late 90s. And back then, the EYO always practiced in the community room at the center like they've been doing recently during the pandemic. And that's when I first got to know Mike as I listened to him conduct. He was obviously a lot younger back then, and his hair was a whole lot longer. You can't talk about Mike without talking about the hair. Those of you who are around back then or have seen the pictures have, I'm sure, noted how his trademark hair would fly around as he conducted, which was a show in and of itself. And while Mike's hair has gotten a lot shorter as the years have passed, his passion, his energy, and his excitement have not decreased, or have not decreased in the least. Mike has many talents that make him an incredible music director for the EYO. He's a terrific conductor and a wonderful teacher. He's also highly organized and is able to plan every detail of a season, as y'all have all seen. His dedication has grown the program into what it is today. Above all, Mike is a wonderful person and is able to connect with all of his students and all of their parents. Nothing has been ideal lately, but I think the COVID-19 pandemic has best illustrated how fortunate we all are to be associated with Mike and his expertise. In the face of incredible obstacles over the past few months, Mike's seasoned leadership and his creativity have allowed for the completion of the in-school program. With Debbie and Bryce, he also led the team as they distilled all the confusing health and safety guidelines recently into a plan that they were able to safely complete the season's rehearsals of all the after-school ensembles. And while there was unfortunately not a concert in this season, Mike showed that he puts the safety and well-being of all those involved ahead of anything else by making the decision to have to cancel that concert. Again, showing great care and great leadership. I can't imagine our EYO program without Mike at the helm, and I hope he'll stick around for many, many years to come. I'm very proud to have him as a coworker and very proud to call him my friend. Mike, congratulations on 25 years, and we thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for those kind words. Next, we're going to have Mr. Bobby Welch, who is a retired former executive director of the Gadsden Cultural Arts Foundation. And I believe he is the one that hired Mike for the position he's in now. So we have asked Bobby to say a few things, good or bad, about Mike. But here we will have Mr. Bobby Welch.
So my name's Bobby Welch, and I've been around for a little bit longer than Mike. And before, I was trying to figure out whether this was a roast or whether we were going to be serious about it. And I I've got both going, but I'll wait and do the roast later. First, I want to congratulate all of those who received honors tonight and everybody that's associated with the Etowah Youth Orchestras. Congratulations to them, their parents, and their caregivers for making this happen. I will give a couple little jokes, though. Everybody said you're supposed to start with the jokes. So the middle C and the E flat and the G, they walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve minors." Ta-da. Second, instead of closing, I'll go and get my second joke out of the way, and it's what's the difference between the conductor and God? God doesn't think he's a conductor. No. So the Etowah Youth Orchestra 30 years ago was founded, and I was proud to be a part of it in helping form the right people. It's all in who you hire. And the first music director conductor was Paul Pierce, and we hired Paul because his ability to organize. We didn't know Mike at the time, he was still in school, but Paul had organized and started a youth orchestra, and then he was hired away and moved off to Connecticut. But 25 years ago, after Paul's 5, we conducted a search for a conductor, music director, and people from all over the world did apply. One of the applicants was a guy named Mike, who had this really hard to pronounce last name. And he offered to drive down at his expense and to come check us out. And he showed up, and I met with him, and it happened to be the week after I had been in Deer Creek, Indiana, at a Grateful Dead concert. I mentioned that I had been to Deer Creek, and he knew exactly where it was, and what had happened that past weekend. And we hit it off, to say the least. During his time at the helm, the program has grown leaps and bounds. It's in all 3 school systems. He has helped many students make the transition from childhood to adulthood successfully. And the program is one that's more than a youth orchestra program. It's a development program. They've gone everywhere experientially. They've played 3 times at Carnegie Hall. They've been at the Lincoln Center. He's taken kids to the Kennedy Center. They've done England. They've done Costa Rica. They've done Puerto Rico, Chicago. I can go on and on. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, St. Louis, New Orleans. It's incredible what he's allowed people to experience. I didn't really know what conductors do. I thought maybe conductors stood up and waved their arms and helped orchestras keep time. And I, maybe throw in a little showbiz things to make it look good. But even though I think orchestras today could probably keep time and play almost anything without a conductor's, players need more than a beat. They need a pulse. And the conductor serves to be that pulse. His breath, his movements control and truly make the whole greater than the sums of the part. And if there were people who went through life as passionately as Mike does, then the world would be a much, much better place. And our world is a better place because of Mike. And if you create a great, rewarding place for people to work and learn, then people will do great work and learn. Mike is a maestro that creates a great place to work and to learn. Arts education is central to his person, and it is this reason, it is him that is the reason that the Etowah Youth Orchestra program is known at least nationally and probably internationally. It is one of the best programs in the nation. And Mike, congratulations on 25 years. Thank you for coming down and making yourself known to us.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bobby, for those kind words. Now we will have some statements from alumni who were also employees of the Etowah Youth Orchestra and worked under Mike. The first one is from Shannon Gage Vervinkt, who could not join us this evening. Of course, she's busy with, she has, a child and she's got to deal with that. So I'm going to read her statement for her, and it reads, Mike, I don't even know where to begin. You have been a part of my life for 20 plus years now. I can remember being absolutely terrified and intimidated of Mr. Gagliardo in the beginning. Now I consider you to be a mentor and a friend. From more concerts together than I can count, to honor strings trips in the Happy Van, and to Friday lunch with double mac and cheese from the courtyard. I have so many wonderful memories that are associated with you and the EYO, whether it be being a member or staff. Mike, you have played such a huge part in my life. I am beyond thankful for you and the EYO for helping in creating the person that I am today. As an educator, I pray that I can make the impact that you have made on me and countless others. I want to congratulate you on 25 years. The world needs more people like you. Shannon Gage Vervinkt. And we do thank Shannon for those kind words from Mike. Next, we have one other that is an alumni and also an employee, a close friend of mine and everyone here at the EYO. She still is such a huge supporter. Rachel Sherrod is a violinist, violist, instructor, teacher in the school system, friend. She's a private instructor for our students. She's always been a major supporter, and we'll ask her to say a few words now. Thank you. Hold on. Test it out there, Rachel. No. Still nothing. I have you unmuted. Hello, can you hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Cannot hear you. Rachel, can we try and come back to you? We'll move on to our next segment. We'll try and come back with it. Thank you. All right. For our next guest speaker, we have a man who holds a dear place in our hearts. He was an employee for the EYO and a coworker for a lot of us. He was my college orchestra instructor. He was a big impact on me And I know every student that he had and has to this day. And we would like him to say a few words. This is Dr. Darrell E. Harris. 1 second, Darrell, we need to unmute you. There we are. Darrell,
okay, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to all of you for the awards, the seniors who are graduating and everything. And it's an honor for me to be able to say a couple things here about Mike Gagliardo. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I spent 4 years plus with Mike, and I was 8 days short of 5 years of being there with the Etowah Youth Orchestra, and it was a lot of fun. But what I can say about Mike that was very endearing to me, Mike was extremely dedicated to the EYO, both to the present and to the future. And I got a chance to watch him, and it was exciting to see that his dedication to the students, his dedication to the organization, to music and all, and just such a passion and love for all of the students and everyone associated with it. Had a great impact on my life. And then thinking about this is something he and I had talked about a couple years ago before I left. There are only 3 orchestra directors, youth orchestra directors in the country that I know of right now that have 25 years plus, and Mike is one of those. I think Mike may be the second longest tenured music director of a youth orchestra. David Xanter in Boston who happens to be 95. So Mike, you have a little ways to catch up with him, but he's been there for quite a time. On a personal note, working with Mike, the last name, we always called him Mike. And one day I received a phone call from this lovely lady in St. Louis area. And she said, may I speak with Michael, please? And I just instinctively said to Mike, this is your mother, and I'll never call you Michael. That's going to be safe for this person. So that's my, so that I have with Mike. But Mike, for 25 years, and there's a personal note. I really was a little hesitant to say, Mike entered my life at a very difficult time, and I thank him for taking the chance, he and Bobby and the organization, and bringing me aboard to the Etowah Youth Orchestra, and that I will be forever grateful. But in my time there, Mike, I got a chance to see what you did. And I would just like to say thank you very much for your love for music. Thank you very much for your teaching of music. Thank you for your dedication, your enthusiasm to the students, to the orchestra, to the music, and to the community. But most importantly, thank you for your friendship. And congratulations on 25 years. But before I go, I have to say one thing. I told Mike when I first got there was something very important to me. I needed to get another bassoon. And Mike did that for me. Thank you, Mike, for my bassoon. I love it. And one other note before I go, I am missing my cake, Mrs. Bowles, but let Mike have my piece, okay? Thank you all for letting me be a part of this. Mike Gagliardo, congratulations.
Thank you, Doc.
All righty. So next, we're actually going to go back and see if we have Rachel Sherrod to say a few words now. Just a reminder, she was an alumni of the program and was an employee for the youth orchestra for a short time, and now she's, like I said, an incredible teacher in the community. So here is Rachel Sherrod. Hopefully we have some sound.
Can you hear me?
Rachel, yes.
Yay. All right. I think I'm using my laptop video and my phone audio, so let's go with it. All right. My name is Rachel Sherrod, and Bryce asked me to speak tonight about the impact that the Etowah Youth Orchestra program had on me, and in turn Mike had on my life. I am a EYO alumna. I also previously worked for EYO as the assistant conductor and orchestra manager. Currently, I am a strings teacher for Gadsden City School System, a violin and viola instructor through the Gadsden Community School of the Arts, and principal violist for the Gadsden Symphony Orchestra. Each and every one of these opportunities that I've had is a direct result of my time in the EYO and my time with Mike. Mike and I have known each other for over 2/3 of my life. During this time, he has been my teacher, conductor, mentor, job reference, college advisor, professor, conductor again, boss, still my conductor, my colleague, and my friend. To say that Mike changed my life would be an understatement, for truly our time together has helped define who I am. I first met Mike, or Mr. G as I knew him then, in the 5th grade at Duck Springs Elementary. And if any of you have seen his infectious recruitment tactics, then like a lot of current students and alumni, I was hooked. I would be a string player. I began learning the violin with Roland Lister through the EYO Beginning Strings program and joined the June Moorbug Prelude Strings. And after a couple more years, I auditioned, although not quite successfully, to be in the Big Kid Orchestra. Fortunately, thanks to encouragement from Mike and Roland, my parents, who possess no musical background, enrolled me in private violin lessons. I got a second chance to audition and I made it in. As a kid, and as this has already been said, as a kid, Mike was always a little intimidating. I dare to say in those earlier years, he was even a little scary. But the floppy haircut, capable of cueing whole sections, and his childlike enthusiasm eased that initial impression as you grew to know him. I'll get that right. During my very first year as part of the Symphony Orchestra, I had an opportunity to go on tour to New York City in 2002 and play at Carnegie Hall. This is something perhaps lost on my middle school understanding of the world. We performed Salvation is Created and To Bind the Nation's Wounds. In the aftermath of 9/11, we saw Les Mis on Broadway and walked past the Chrysler Building for breakfast each morning and experienced the devastation of Ground Zero. To this day, I still regret missing the Yankees versus the Mets game a bit, but the awestruck feeling of visiting the Metropolitan Museum of Art has stayed with me like it was yesterday. This, of course, was only the beginning of our group's adventures. Through the EYO Symphony and Honors Strings Ensemble, I also had the opportunity to perform in St. Louis, Memphis, and New Orleans. I saw a Mardi Gras parade in Mobile. I walked on the San Francisco Bridge, played at an Aston National Conference, played for the governor of Alabama, and for President Jimmy Carter twice. We even volunteered on a Habitat for Humanity build site, despite the fact President Carter's Secret Service ate our pizza. None of this would have been possible without the dedication of Mike to his students and to this organization. From him, I learned that music could be a career. Being hired for weddings was maybe my first job. I went to university, thanks to Mike. I've worked at the Herndon Center for close to half my life as a barista, a music instructor, and even as EYO staff, thanks to Mike. I am a musician, a teacher, and overall a better person, thanks to Mike. My time as an EYO student under Mike's direction was a lot more than just showing up to rehearsal once or 9 times a week. It was more than the 3 stacks of Post-it notes to mark all the cuts and key changes and How the Grinch Stole Christmas or The Sound of Music. It was more than electric rock and roll productions, intermittent Jolly Rancher binging, or trips in the Happy Van to play carols at the airport and local nursing homes.
The Happy Van.
The Happy Van. It was endless opportunities to perform, create, grow, and make a lifetime of memories. Orchestra was not just something fun to do after school or where I spent time with my closest friends. It wasn't just about traveling or competing or volunteering. It was where Mike taught us about life, about responsibility, about giving back to the community, and about being passionate in everything that we do. Excuse me. In high school, we all wanted to grow up to be like Mike. Now, I feel as I've embarked on that very journey to inspire a new generation of musicians and art advocates to be like Mike. Thank you, Mike, for believing in me, for always accepting us for where and who we are, for encouraging us to aspire to be our greatest selves, and for dedicating your life to all of us. Happy anniversary. Thanks.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
Wow. Rachel, I'm glad you could read that because I would not have been able to. Next, we have an alumnus of the program. That got me. We'll hear from Mr. Andrew Panic, and we'll see how many nice and wonderful things he has to say about Mr. Mike Galliardo. This is Mr. Andrew Panic, everybody.
I'd like to say, first of all, that it's not at all fair that I have to follow Rachel. Rachel, that was genuinely very beautiful. And just absolutely to everything. Absolutely. But I'm not quite as eloquent as that. So I'll start out by saying that I joined the EYO in the 9th grade. And I had a terrible audition. I can't imagine why Mike let me into the EYO, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean, I couldn't play anything, but I think it was because he liked my oldest brother, William, so much. But already, you know, that was kind of the tone. But that wasn't actually the first time I met Mike. The first time I met Mike, I believe I was in the 7th grade. I had just started to learn to play an instrument. It was the piano was my first instrument, and my brother Michael, who is also an alumnus, took me to see the Rock and Roll Christmas. And he asked me if I wanted to meet Mike. And I guess he knew Mike because of William. I don't know. Anyway, he takes me up there and I say hi and I say, I'm Andrew. I say, I'm learning piano and, you know, and I love Rock and Roll Christmas. I'd love to do this someday. And Mike looked at me and he said, yeah, kid, whatever, and move along. And so I very much echo. It's so good to know that everyone else was also scared of Mike at first because it's so funny. But to think now that this beautiful man could be scary, but he really can be. It's also still pretty scary. I got you know to know Mike and found him less scary until we made it to Montgomery and I found out that I forgot my shoes. I tried to make it onto the stage without them, and at the very last minute, Mike said, Mr. Panic, where are your shoes? And I said, well, they're on the bus, Mike. But fortunately for me, Corey Butts was wearing blue jeans, so I kind of got out of that one. But anyway, so I've just done a lot of terrible things for the EYO. I've destroyed a lot of property. There was an egg shaker incident. There was the first time I ever went anywhere with the EYO and I forgot a cymbal. But all of that is to say that Mike is truly a man of great patience. Because somehow in all of that, and there's so many more stories I could tell, he really always believed in me, I guess. And I've never really quite put it in those terms, but it's true. Because I think that a lot of people in his position would have looked at me and been like, this kid is more trouble than he's worth. But more than just tolerate me, Mike always included me in a lot of great things. He included me in the, actually, I was one of the first students to ever play in Rock and Roll Christmas. And I don't actually know the circumstances behind why exactly that decision was made, but in my 10th grade year, Mike let me play the guitar, let Elliot Russo play the drums, and Devin Williams joined us on the guitar also. And Mike, I don't know if you know how significant that was to me, because I love music. I play music every day. I'm not a professional, but I always am writing and I love performing and I'm in a bunch of bands. And it all started because you said, hey, do you want to play guitar? And then you let me do the Coosa River Diary, which we always still have great stories from, and just had such a great time. And in that sense, you were truly such a great mentor to me, because you gave me so many opportunities that I never would have had otherwise. I got to play so much music because of you. And then even after I left, a lot of organizations tout that once you're in the organization, you're always a part of it. But Mike always includes me. He always asks me. I've dropped by the music center and I'm always welcome. It feels like home to me. And in the time since I've been, after being your student, I feel like I've really become your friend. And I feel like you've gotten to see me grow up, but I've also seen you grow so much in the time that I've known you. And I got to see you, well, I found out a little bit later, but got to see you marry your soulmate. And I really value and treasure all the times that we've had and the fact that they're still happening. So thank you for everything, Mike.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm learning this computer stuff. So we have some incredible young people who regularly come back and offer to help and do things. And tonight I want to introduce first this year one of our college summer interns who has just a few things to say. She's a little nervous, but she's awesome. Miss Sarah Grace Battles.
Hi. I wrote this out because I didn't want to mess up. So I joined the EYO my junior year of high school, and after graduating from high school, I played in the GSO. So with the 3 years that I've been with the EYO and the GSO, Mike has shaped me into a better musician, and as a music ed major, he's really inspired my career field of study because he's somebody that I really look up to. Playing in ensembles with him as my director, like Rock and Roll Christmas and GSO, it's really helped me find a deeper confidence for my abilities on piano and helped me have a deeper appreciation for my instrument that I kind of burnt out on in high school a little bit. And without the encouragement that he gave me during rehearsals and performances, I probably wouldn't be doing what I do now. I extremely appreciate his presence in my life and the impact he's had on it. My memories with the EYO are some of my favorite things to look back on, and I'm so grateful for how this program and how Mike shaped me into who I am now and the pianist I am now. Congratulations on 25 years of amazing work, and here's hopefully to many more.
Thank you, Sarah Grace.
In addition to Sarah Grace, we have another former EYO pianist with us. She popped in, and I couldn't be more pleased to see Annie Perrin Grisham again, and she would like to say a few words in honor of Mike.
Hiya. I was not expecting to do this, but here I am. I'm continuing the theme of the night, I feel like. I was very scared of Mike when I was first in the orchestra, and I'd like to share one of my favorite memories of Mike. When I auditioned, auditioned for piano, but then Mike asked me if I would be interested in doing a little percussion on the side, which I said, okay, why not? And my first semester of doing the EYO, I remember there was this one piece and I had 2 gong rings that was the biggest part of this piece. And there was like 100 measures of rests. And literally the first time we played it, I of course missed this gong beat. And Mike literally falls in the floor off of his podium. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my time here is finished. But no, it wasn't. I went on to play at the governor's inauguration, play in Puerto Rico, experience the excruciating hike in Puerto Rico. that almost killed all of us. I experienced the children's concert, which brings me such happy memories today. And I was a member of the front ensemble in the Rock and Roll Christmas concerts. And those are some of my greatest memories. And then to top it off, Carnegie Hall at the end. And through it all, Mike has been a mentor, was a mentor for me and continues to be a mentor for me today. And like he said throughout his presentation, once you graduate from the EYO, you're always a part of the EYO family. And Mike has been the guy with the great shoes that has held together that family for 25 years. And so I'm just really pleased to be able to come and thank him for his service, and congratulations, seniors.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you for those words. We now have some written statements from some alumni that were not able to make it on the call this evening, but I'm going to be reading some for them. The first one I'm going to read is from Chloe Smith. And she was a violinist in the youth orchestra and concertmaster, and she was, of course, a fantastic presence in the ensemble itself. And she has a few short words that I'll read now about Mike. During my time in EYO, among many other things, Mike taught me that serious musicians can love the Beatles just as much as Dvorak's symphonies. Mike gave me the freedom and the push to experiment with new genres. I can fiddle now because of Coosa River Diary. And because of that, I just finished my master's in music history with a thesis on popular music genres / protest music. Forever grateful for my time in EYO and for Mike's friendship and support in my life. Congratulations on 25 years, Mike. Thank you, Chloe, for those kind words. And I have another written statement from an alum from a little while ago. And this one is from Christian Latta, who played clarinet in the year of 07 and 08. He said he is sorry he can't make it this evening, but he wished to have these words read for Mike. Mike and the EYO organization altogether enabled me to immerse into my inner passion. It's people within are passionate about their craft and are sincerely genuine. I'm proud to have served in such a solid and rewarding group. The opportunities available are driven by a compassionate, focused mentor / leader. There is no one comparable to Mike, and I'm elated that EYO was the garden in which I was able to grow in with Mike as its gardener. Thank you, Christian Latta, for those kind words. Now we have a video submission from an alumni that's been mentioned already. He plays guitar for us just about every Rock and Roll Christmas. He was a violist during his time in the Etowah Youth Orchestras, and is now a luthier for instruments, working in close relation with us even to this day. Devin Woodwind here has a video. See if I can even share it with you. Hopefully you can see that. All right, good deal. Let's see if you can hear it.
Hey Mike, I just wanted to say thank you for being such a positive male role model for me growing up and a mentor. And Orchestra was some of the best years of my life. I had some of the best experiences I've ever had. And just thank you so much, man. And congratulations on 25 years. And yeah, man, cheers.
So we thank Devin for those kind words. And now I'll pass it off to Mrs. Bose.
I joined the EYO family as a parent in 2011, and also was for a short while orchestra manager, and then became a parent again. And well, I was always a parent, but had the parent role in EYO. chaperoned a couple trips, but got to make some great friends with some other really wonderful parents. And this is a letter that I'm going to read to you from a parent who wished very much that she could be here, but she is literally on the front lines of the COVID-19 battle as a nurse. And so she asked me to read this instead. And this is from Jocelyn Riddle. Our first experience with EYO and our oldest son, Devin, at orientation meeting, Mike explained how the season would go. Devin was given his black folder and the coveted EYO pencil, and our first season began. 12 years later, all three of our sons, Devin, Caleb, and Samuel, came through EYO. Many memories of the variety of music they learned, classic to rock, countless concerts and world premiere pieces, children's concerts in various schools. There was the moving of equipment from cultural arts to Wallace Hall and back, then from Temple to Wallace, formals to rock and roll Christmas, even the Grinch story at Christmas, and the trips, international and domestic. We did fundraising to raise money, rummage sales, Joe Corby pizza, Sally Foster wrap, and EYO buttons. Each trip had its own learning experience. And corresponding matching t-shirts, always the t-shirts. Of course, I went along as a parent and then later as chaperone. Let's not forget JFK Airport, not. Oh, and letting Airport play Frisbee with cymbals between London and New York. I'd like to hear more. And the parent meetings that were extremely informative while we were on trips. The multi-paged itinerary to the minute, meeting Mark Wood with TSO. Every trip, we went to Hard Rock and celebrated Mike's or Mr. Lister's birthdays. They have to be over 100 years old
At least.
Celebrated.
At least.
The friendships that were made over the years between our sons and myself. I consider our family blessed to have been a part of EYO. Above all, I gained two special friendships that I hope to keep for a long time with Mike and Janet. Thank you for 25 years of being fantastic, Jocelyn Riddle. And at this point, I'll let you click the computer, I'll just MC. We'd like to bring a mentor and a coworker on who is here to remind Mike that this is your anniversary, but this is not your coronation.
Where is he?
We're looking.
Here we have Mr. Roland Lister.
Roland Lister, everybody.
Roland, can you hear you?
Go ahead.
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mike. Congratulations on 25 wonderful years as conductor of the EYO. I am both honored and grateful to say that I've been present for performances of every one of your orchestras. And I've been present in at least three different ways: as a parent, as a teacher, and as a staff member. Starting as a parent, my daughter Jenny was in the orchestra, and also her friend Tiffany Holliday, who is now a violin teacher in Oregon with a violin studio and a professional musician. But the thing I remember about being a parent is that I had a carpool and brought the kids to rehearsals and then brought them back. And it was always more interesting coming back because I got a play-by-play about what the rehearsal was. And I would always ask them, how did... And Jenny said, I remember once, it went really great because that big vein on Mike's forehead popped out 3 times. And he had to go upstairs while we all sat downstairs to think about what we had done and to and to tell him that from now on things were going to be better. Well, that's the parent part. And I learned a lot from that. You really learn a lot about things from your kids. Sometimes not always what you want to hear. Teacher, I was always glad to have Mike come into my classroom. I was a teacher at Gadsden High School at the time, and he would, and I would always be very happy to see him. But he would usually take over the rehearsal, and I could sit back for a few minutes and just watch him work. I'll say this: I'm not sure that our relationship with the schools now is quite what it was then, but even then, I can say that there was some jealousy. Mike had hair. And at that point, my hair was leaving and Mike's hair was flourishing. If you want to know about Mike's hair, if you will Google the song Hair from the musical and listen to it, that's a pretty adaptation of what Mike's hair was. And you should do that.
Yes.
As a staff member, I learned a lot about what went on with the orchestra, how it worked, and and I can say without a doubt that the EYO is one of the finest ensembles anywhere. And these kids have a wonderful opportunity to perform on the stage and have performed on stages all over the country. And all of that is because of Mike. None of that would have happened without Mike. Kids, no matter how talented, have to have a means to play and have to have an opportunity to get on the stage and have to have someone that will bring the music out of them. And we all sort of know Mike as a conductor and a teacher, and the members of the orchestra know him in rehearsal. But I had kind of a unique perspective because I saw Mike in a lot of other roles. And there's a lot of skills that Mike used to get those kids on the stage that maybe everybody's. And so I'm going to go over a few of those just in no particular order. Truck driver. But not just any truck driver, one that can thread the needle back into a narrow alley and snuggle up flush against a loading dock with barely a bump and little or no profanity. Heavy equipment mover. Now, when I was teaching, when we got ready to do a concert and we were going to move equipment, we would fill out a work order and a crew from the central office would come and move all of our equipment. When I started working with the EYO, I asked Mike who was going to move all of that equipment. And I found out pretty quick. We moved the equipment and Mike moved the equipment. And everything that got put on the stage, Mike had a hand in loading it, unloading it, and putting it out there. And I want to tell you that I still have nightmares about pushing a 200-pound metal three-legged percussion cabinet up the ramp on a rider truck with a running start. And everybody won't remember that, but I'm pretty sure Mike probably remembers.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Number 3, America's Got Talent judge. For the past 25 years in every single orchestra, I believe that Mike auditioned and interviewed every student in the orchestra. And I got the opportunity to be there for a good many of them. But I swear, I was watching America's Got Talent just the other night, and I heard one of the judges say, I believe it was Simon, let's start with scales. Pick a scale, any scale. Tell us what it is and play it. Now, if you auditioned for the EYO, you heard those exact words.
Yes, you did.
And I heard them probably at least 1,000 times.
Yes, you did.
Light and sound man. You may have seen the snowflakes for Nutcracker, or the film for The Grinch, or the light show for Rock and Roll Christmas, but just wait till next year. There's going to be 3D glasses. Carpenter. I may be the only one who remembers those 10 plywood panels that contained the art, the Christmas village that went all the way behind the stage at Wallace Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And we brought those in, and I think they weighed probably about 100 pounds apiece. And Mike had a whole box of hinges and probably hundreds of screws, an electric drill. And before we could start the rehearsal, we put all of that together, and there was a Christmas village on the stage behind the orchestra. Maybe the only conductor that I know that actually brings a toolbox to rehearsal. All right. Then we have graphic design artist and proofreader. Think of all those trifold brochures and programs that are all put together perfectly. Bookkeeper, grant writer, budget negotiator. There are literally battle scars that you can see on Mike's arms for every piece of percussion instrument that we bought the last 25 years. So let's see, I have a few others. Travel agent, tour guide, orchestra manager, arranger, concert promoter, fundraiser, salesman, and did I mention truck driver? So the next time, I want to finish with this, so that the next time you see this world-class orchestra on the stage and you experience all wonderful music, I want you to think about how they got there, and not just the rehearsals and not just the teaching, but all of the dedication and all of the work and all of the care, making sure that everything goes exactly right and those students have an opportunity to be their very best. So congratulations, Mike, on 25 great years, and here's to many, many more.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
Okay, so we are coming to the end of our presentation.
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We're coming to the end of our presentation this evening. We still have a couple aces up our sleeve. I would like to introduce someone who is not only an EYO alumnus, this person is an EYO parent, and this person is also an Alabama State representative, and he has something he would like to add to the festivities tonight. I'd like to present Mr. Craig Lipscomb.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Craig.
This has been the most boring thing I've ever watched in my whole life. I can't believe I've sat here for 4 hours and I've had to listen to people act as if they're trying to get some employment with you of some sort. So, I was reflecting this whole time as to what I would talk about because, of course, you're not worthy of a pre-prepared statement. And so I'm thinking 25 years ago was when you arrived in Gadsden. It's the time that you started working at the EYO. It's exactly the same time I left the EYO. Coincidence? I think not. No, actually, it was just timing. I would have really loved to have had you as a conductor. It sounds as if your students have had a blast. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite the experience that they did. In spite of the first 4 years of the EYO having a fantastic maestro, we were still trying to figure it out. But I can tell you this, that this community has so much love for you. You have no idea. You are so well regarded, not only among your peers, but among everyone who hears about you and knows what you do for the Etowah Youth Orchestra and for Etowah County and abroad. And so I was thinking, the very last thing that I can recall performing on Wallace Hall's stage before I graduated and went to college was Trumpet Voluntary. So I thought maybe I'd play a little bit of that for you right now. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Nah, I'm probably not going to do that. What I would, however, like to do is read a little something for you real quick, and I'll pass it along to whomever may be remaining. But it's a little something I had drafted up. I hope you like it. I've even had it framed, and I hope the reflection isn't too bad. It's going to be kind of hard for me to get this in here, but let me read this to you. This says, State of Alabama, House of Representatives, Montgomery, Alabama, Resolution HR 73 by Representatives Craig Lipscomb, Jenny Shaver, Becky Nordgren, and Gil Isbell. Now, just to be honest, they had nothing to do with this, but I had to throw them on there. Okay. Now, commending Mr. Michael R. Gagliardo for outstanding professional achievements in music. Whereas it is with highest commendation that Mr. Michael R. Gagliardo is recognized for outstanding professional achievements in music as a nationally acclaimed conductor, composer, arranger, and music educator. And whereas Michael R. Gagliardo is in his 25th season as the music director of the Etowah Youth Orchestras and his 4th season as the music director of the Gadsden Symphony Orchestra in Gadsden, Alabama. He is a frequent guest conductor for orchestras, concert bands, and wind ensembles and festivals throughout the United States. He is committed to arts and music education. And whereas he is also an accomplished composer and arranger, author, and educator who regularly serves as a clinician and speaker, his speaking engagements include, let me straighten that up, the national conferences of the League of American Orchestras, the American String Teachers Association, and the National Association for Music Education. His music has been performed throughout the United States, including Carnegie Hall. He has taken the Etowah Youth Orchestra on tours outside of the United States to broaden their musical experience, as well as numerous performance tours throughout the United States. And whereas Mr. Gagliardo was born in Alton, Illinois, to Robert and Judy Gagliardo, he began his musical studies on the piano and trumpet. He studied conducting at Eastern Illinois University and Ball State University. He currently resides in Gadsden, Alabama with his wife, Janet, and their 4-legged children, Maddie Mae, Murphy, and Max. He is also the very proud pop to their grandson, Roman. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the Legislature of Alabama that Michael R. Gagliardo is heartily commended for his outstanding professional achievements in music. And this resolution is offered in highest tribute to him, along with best wishes for all future endeavors. I hereby certify that this above resolution was adopted by the House of Representatives of the state of Alabama on this, the 27th day of February, 2020. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
We're very close to the end now. And I think what we'll actually do is bring up Mike. Hey, Mike.
Do you have anything?
Gosh, no. Yes, no. Thank you all so much. It is, it's a privilege and honor to do what I do. When I had no idea that like Bobby said earlier, that I would owe my livelihood to Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead. But when I came to Gadsden, it was just such an instant, vibrant, kind of remarkable fit, and I can't imagine doing anything else. I can't imagine going in any different path whatsoever. From the beginning, I wonderfully supportive parents. You know, my mom and dad started me on those piano lessons in 3rd grade. I can't say that I was terribly excited about it at the time. It worked out okay. I've had the greatest music teachers, band directors, orchestra directors, private teachers, grade school, high school, college, you know. I'm so fortunate that I met my soulmate in Gadsden, Alabama. Hey babe, love you. And I couldn't do this without you. And thank you. Janet is by my side for everything. And I have an incredible family. I have incredible colleagues and coworkers. And above all, over 25 years, I've had the most amazing students. And it's not work or a job. I get up every morning and get to think, what do we get to do today? What fun are we going to have today? What creative stuff do we get to do today? And I can't imagine it any other way. Thank you all so much. It means everything. Thank you.
Trying to social distance a little bit here, but we do have one last presentation that we'd like to make from Bryce and me.
Yeah, it's still there we go.
So we can all get in.
There we go.
There we go. And ironically, this was assisted by one of our award recipients tonight. We commissioned a special poster for you, completed by Mr. Taylor Adams, and we'd like to give that to you
Oh
now.
my gosh. Oh.
And here's Taylor.
Wow. Oh man.
To tell you what pains in the neck we both are.
Yeah, no, they were great. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little sleep deprived. I was putting some finishing touches on that poster you're holding in your hand. I was stressing out about the color palettes, but I think it came together pretty well. So.
Oh, this is.
Taylor, you need to come sign this, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely will.
I need to. Yeah, I need to flip it over. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that came out so good.
I am honored. Because like I said earlier, Taylor's posters are not posters; they're works of art. This is art, and wow.
So, just a quick overview. These are calendar pages, one for every year, and there's something special on each calendar page. If you notice the music at the bottom, you might recognize that.
I do, yes. That is very familiar to me. A little Dvorak there. Yeah.
A couple of your favorite posters and mugs have made appearances on.
That's great.
So Taylor's a man of detail, and we're so appreciative.
Yeah, Taylor, thank you so much. And Bryce and Debbie, thank you so much. Thank you for all of this.
Thank you.
Small token.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, this concludes our evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging with us. Thank you, students, for a fantastic season with Etowah Youth Orchestras. We look forward to many, many more. Seniors, we are so going to miss you. Please don't be strangers. And we want to thank Mike for hanging out with us 25 years and including us along for the ride.
All right, so before we go, let's just get a gallery view of everybody, and can we all just maybe give Mike that one last round of applause?
Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking it out. Your time is appreciated, and we appreciate all of you, and of course we appreciate Mike, and maybe he has just one last thing to say for us.
Thank you, Bryce and Debbie, for this. Thank you, everyone. Tom, Bobby, Daryl, Roland, Rachel, Annie Perrin, Sarah Grace, Craig. What an incredible honor. I'm really speechless over that. Thank you so much. I know I'm forgetting people, and it just yeah, we've got notes. But thank you all, and to the orchestra members, seniors, congratulations, and all of the rest of you, get ready, because we're coming back better than ever in the fall.
Thank you. All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.